It's a time for change.
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit Hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Happy New Year! We made it, people. We made it. We made it through 2020. Welcome, 2021. Cheers to a better year. Thank you for joining me today on the Hopefulist. I hope you're ready for your daily dose of inspiration and positivity. I will be reading you a quote of the day from my new You Are a Badass daily calendar. Today's quote is, think of what behaviors would make the biggest positive changes in your life. Maybe even the kind of changes you can hardly imagine coming true, and set about turning them into habits. How do you form a habit? Decide to. A little more complicated than that, but basically, yeah, you decide it's time. We're going to do this, and we're going to be focusing on habits all month long. On the other side of the quote is something Jen Sincero included called the Daily Extra, and I did want to read this one because I think it's important. So many of us dread January. January is like the longest month ever, isn't it? It just felt like last year. I remember even posts on Facebook, welcome to January 72nd. Yeah, it just seems so long. So here's a little something to maybe change your perspective somewhat. This is called Little January. Tapped at my door today and said, put on your winter wraps and come outdoors to play. Little January is always full of fun. Today we coasted down the hill until the set of sun. Little January will stay a month with me, and we will have such jolly times. Just come along and see. Yeah, maybe get out of the house once in a while. It's cold, but you can wrap up. You can wrap up. Go for a walk. Maybe do a little skiing, snowboarding, snow tubing. Do something fun. Get out in nature. Just bundle up. And, if I'm telling you to do that, then you got to do it. Because I hate the cold. Hate the cold. I've been looking at the forecast, and it's not really dreadfully cold in this area yet. It looks like we're going to be into the 40s all week, which is pretty darn good for January, right? I'll take it. That means I can get some pickleball in on a nice, dry, sunny day. Got myself some gloves to wear while I play and bundle up, and next thing you know, I'm sweating. There you go. It is Grateful Monday. No, I did not forget. If you're new to the show, welcome and thank you for giving the Hopefulist a try in this new year. I hope to become one of your daily habits. Grateful Monday is when I go through a couple of entries from my gratitude journal from the week before to show you how writing down 3 to 5 things daily can change so much in your life. And it's so simple. And I know how overwhelming it can be when you sit down with a new notebook and a fabulous pen and think, I'm going to do this. I'm going to write down 3 to 5 things every day that I'm grateful for. And then you're staring at the blank page and you go completely blank. So this little exercise is designed to show you how simple it can be to pick what you are grateful for. I encourage you to pick big things, little things, constant things, not so constant things. But the trick is to not repeat things. I say you don't repeat things more than once a week. if you want to put in, say, I include pickleball a lot. Try not to write down pickleball more than once a week. If I play every day, I can't write it down every day. The point is to look for things throughout your day to be grateful for. So here is some of the things I was grateful for. Some of them so simple. The smell of freshly laundered sheets. Oh, you know when you get in, snuggle in under the covers that first time after you wash them, smells so good. That is what finally brought me back to buying Tide detergent. I bought Tide detergent when I first went out on my own, and then I realized I couldn't afford it. And I bought all of these other different types. And just in the last couple of years, I was like, you know what? I'm going back to Tide. The smell. Oh, it's just that smell. It's addictive. I had a little chance to do some FaceTiming with my sister. That was nice. I did play some pickleball, which is actually not usual for this time of year. So that one was okay for me to write down. Got all my decorations down yesterday. That's right. Got them all down except for my nautical tree because that is staying up. You know, it's amazing how big our living room is without a tree in it. Every time I walk into the living room now, I'm like, wow, our living room's so big. So much room now. It's insane. I like to, and I typically do get the decorations down New Year's weekend. And here's why. Because it's like a signal to my brain that the party is over. The holidays have passed. It's now time to get back to the work of living. You know, we all love the holidays. Nobody loves the holidays more than me because I'm a little Christmas crazy. But now, if I were to have still all my decorations up, I believe I would still feel like I was in celebration mode, like party mode. And I just think this is a little signal to my brain that it's time to, you know, get back to business. Time to settle in and get the work done. And there's something about the freshness of it, the unclutteredness, and just the signal that the party's over. And, you know, that's okay because there's still so much to look forward to, like little January. What else did I write? Oh, yes, I wanted to tell you a little story. We've got some new lights for the porch and the deck. I got some sales, and I bought these called Firefly lights for the porch. So we put them up over the weekend, and lo and behold, one of the bulbs is not working. It's 150 lights. And my husband and I, all we can do is look at that one bulb that is out of 150. There's 149 lights flashing, but one of them is not. And that's what we're both looking at going, what? I can't believe that light is not working. Now, granted, they are brand new, right out of the box. They all should be working, but it's not. So what we need to do is stop focusing on the one light out of 150 that is not working and start enjoying the 149 lights that are working. And I think that, in a nutshell, is what the Hopefulist is all about. Changing our perception. Focusing on the good instead of the bad. Focusing on what we have instead of what's missing. It's not easy to do, but we can get there. Baby steps, baby steps. Just takes a little change in perception. So the topic for the day, I am starting a new diet. I'm going to get a little bit more into it in the blog post. I know we all hate to call them diets now. But I am starting intermittent fasting. So I wanted to hear, is anyone else following a new health plan for the start of the new year? Jen, Crazy Jen, said, yes, I'm going to eat more sugar, ice cream for breakfast, and beer for dinner. Yep, it's on. I'm assuming that was a joke. Sue said, yes, I am doing a combination of water fasting and intermittent fasting. I gained 17 pounds the last year and lost 15 doing the fast. So I'm starting strong tomorrow. It's hard, but water is key. Morgan says, I've watched my carb and sugar intake. I'm down 8 pounds so far. Congratulations, girl. And then she gives me a little encouragement with, you got this. Thank you, Morgan. I appreciate it. Melissa says, I'm starting intermittent fasting too and cutting out carbs except fruits and veggies, sugar and alcohol. Time to get this pandemic weight off once and for all. Michael says, once we get through the bad stuff in our refrigerator, we're going to attempt Whole30. Yes, I did go through. I got rid of all the junk. Joe went to work today with a lunchbox full of junk food, sweets, cookies, what have you. Got it all out of the house. I even gave up my beloved peanut M&Ms. But I do have a packet of them in the cabinet that I will eat in the future, saving it for a special occasion. Yeah, January is a good month to kind of, not torture yourself, but, you kind of settle in and you're ready to be a little miserable, to be willing to give up some things, to start some new habits, to be a little more healthy, to do something that in the end will be good for you, even though it may be hard in the moment. It's like when I quit smoking. One of the times I quit smoking, I just resigned myself to the fact that I was going to be miserable for at least a month. Sometimes you just got to do that. And at the same time, try to do things that will lift you out of your misery when you can. So, the topic for today, a time for change. Never be afraid of change. Here we go. It's the time we've all been waiting for, the end of 2020 and the hope of a different, better new year. That calls for change. Changes in the world and changes in our world. Be open to it. Be excited about it. Be committed to it. Now, the first few days are usually pretty easy. We're super excited. We have a goal in mind. We're eager to work toward that goal. It's keeping up that momentum that is the real trick. A couple of days down the line, a week down the line, a couple of weeks down the line. If we have made resolutions, that means we want to make a change. Change to bring good in our lives. Change to remove bad from our lives. The question you should ask yourself is why you want to make this change. You want to lose weight? Okay, why? So you can look better in your clothes, fit into a bathing suit, come summer, be able to move more freely and not be so out of breath. Maybe to keep up with the kids or grandkids, to become more healthy so you can live life to the fullest and live longer. Figure out your whys. Figure out your most important why. Put that at the top of the list. These are the things we need to focus on when we are staring at a plate of grilled chicken and spinach and not wanting to eat it. Or conversely, passing by a McDonald's and wanting to stop in. Think about your why. Why do I want to become healthier? And McDonald's every once in a while is not that bad, but maybe just for January, skip McDonald's. I know it's hard for me to say that. I love McDonald's. I've struggled with my weight my whole life, so it's no surprise that losing weight is at the top of my list yet again this year. I seem to fall into this habit of, I lose weight over the winter and the spring, then I put it back on in the summer and the fall and the holidays. If you recall, last year I went all of January with no carbs, sweets, or alcohol, and it really worked well for me. But I just don't want to give up my carbs this year, so I'm trying a different plan. I'm going to be doing the intermittent fasting. I'm sitting here right now with my black cup of coffee, and that first taste was bitter. It was downright awful, but it's gotten better. Now halfway through, it's not that bad. It's not that good, but I may be able to work with it. Plus, when I have another cup of coffee after my nap, I will allow myself the cream and sugar, or maybe maybe I will become a black coffee drinker. I haven't decided yet. But I will only be eating between 9 and 5, and then I'm going to squeeze it down eventually to 6 hours. I'm not so worried about the morning. I think I can do that with less difficulty than missing the nighttime snack I'm used to having around 7:30. So wish me luck. But it's all about change. We have to know that we can make these changes. That when it gets hard, you pull out those reasons why you want this to become your new way of life. Are you looking to stop a bad habit? Then just focus on that. Don't take on too much at once. We can't wake up one day, change our whole way of living, and expect it to stick. I think that is where so many of us go astray. We wake up on January 1st and think we have to do everything today. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to quit smoking. I'm going to start running. I'm going to start journaling every morning before I go to work. We come up with all of these ideas on how to change them, and they're all great ideas. But we can't wake up one morning and change our entire way of living unless we move to a cabin somewhere in the woods. I don't think most of us are in a position to do that or necessarily even want to. But it's better to go slowly than to ultimately give up altogether. So stop expecting too much of yourself. Keep up the momentum and continue to move in the right direction. Write down your whys to keep you on track. Once you get a couple of weeks under your belt with a new habit, maybe then you can add in another one. It's a long year. We all know how long a year can be after suffering through 2020. Take your time. All this week and month, we will be talking about habits and achieving goals. Pick one major change and focus on just that. What is the most important thing to you right now? Work on that and only that. What is your one thing? Tell me. Post it in the group page. I want us all to cheer each other on. It's Monday. It's my favorite day after Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know why? Because it is a brand new week full of possibilities and opportunities. Now, get after them. You go and be your badass self. I'm always here. You knew that. Cheering you on.
Thank you for listening to The Hopefulist, hosted by Wendy McClure. For more inspiration, please visit Hopefulist.com. Thanks, and we'll see you tomorrow on The Hopefulist.
Happy New Year. Let's do 2021.